So the president then went and said that America is for pure-blooded Americans only. This show is about to get very, very interesting because that right there, a pure-blooded American, that's interesting because we know that's not white people. We know that y'all not from America. We know that. So that gets them out the way, off rip. Okay? So now we have the Africans. We know they're from Africa. The actual Africans, we know they're from Africa. They came here. We know they're from Africa. Okay, that gets them out the way. We have the Latinos that are mixed with the Spaniards. Okay, we can get them out the way. Okay? The Mexicans I'm not going to really put in here because the Mexicans were a part of America before they were called Mexicans, before lines were drawn in the sand. So this is where we're getting tricky. Okay? Then we have what they call the Native Americans, who they like to say were here. Okay? They like to say this is their land. They built these pyramids. They built all of this shit. They were the ones that were here. But we have texts and documents and proof that that's not true either. We have texts and documents and artifacts and paintings on the cave walls and everything. We have it all that shows that's not true. We're not going to go by DNA because we know that's not true. So that leaves one people who they have placed so much propaganda around, who they have created so much rhetoric. There is a one people that nobody really knows, but everybody knows where they come from. See, Africans get to be called Africans, Mexicans get to be called Mexicans, Europeans get to be called Europeans, Asians get to be called Asian, but it is the Black American that has to be called African American. One part of it is a lie and one part of it is the truth. And some would argue that the American part is the lie and that the African part is the truth, strictly because our skin color is brown. So when your skin color is brown, you have to come from Africa, right? Right? No. Okay? When you find a brown Indian, they don't call them a African Indian. When you find a darker Asian, they don't call them an African Asian because we're there. We're everywhere. When you find a person from Europe that's, you know, their family has always been there and they are of darker skin, you don't call them a African European, but you call us the African Americans. So which one is it? Are we from Africa or are we from America? Or do you just have to put the Africa in front of us, but we're really from America, but you can't understand how we're from America and we look the way we look? So pure-blooded Americans, and some are saying that doesn't exist. The truth is everywhere. It's in the books. It's on the maps. It's in the depictions. It's in the bones. They're not digging up bones of Native Americans. They're not going in pyramids and stuff like that and finding the Native Americans. They're finding us. They're finding brown people, melanated people, people who look like myself. So when he's talking about these pure-blooded Americans, there's only one people he can be talking about. And he knows who he's talking about. He can't say it out loud. He can't say it on TV. He can't say it. He can do a lot of things. And he can do a lot of things. But what he's never really going to come fully out and say is this country is for the pure-blooded Americans that we now call black people or African American. He can't say that. So everybody's looking, thinking that it's the Native Americans, but that's not true. That's not true. And while every dog is having its day, their day is coming. Their truth is coming. And I want to see how they're going to maneuver out of that truth and what spins are going to be spun. But baby, the only one that's going to be left standing is the truth. Is the truth. Everybody knows who we are. We're everywhere. We're depicted everywhere. But yet, we do not want to accept who we are. Black people, African Americans, the reclassified Indigenous American is the pure-blooded American.